we talked about Alex Jacob, who was a Jeopardy Tournament Champions winner. Now, let's talk about the new Tournament of Champions that's going to be coming out, airing November 4th through the 15th. Gird your loins, everybody. It's time to run down the names. You ready for this? We start with James Holzhauer. We knew he was going to come back. And then, in my opinion, we got one of the best players that nobody's talking about, and that's Josh Hill, Mr. Tiger Claw himself. Then we got Ryan Fenster from season 34 and Kyle Jones from season 35. All three of those I just listed are your 7-game winners. Rob Warman, season 34, $133,900 total winnings, 6-game winner. Then you have 5-game winners, Alan Dunn and Stephen Grade from season 35. Then you have other 5-game winners who didn't win as much as they did. Gilbert Collins and Rachel Lindgren, both 5-game winners. Gilbert Collins winning $84,201 and Rachel Lindgren $75,999, who has the lowest amount of money in the tournament but has the 5 wins. Then we have a couple of 4-game winners, Eric Arbakis, Aneka Garcia, and Lindsay Schultz. All of them won over $100,000 in their 4-day runs. We have season 34 college champion Drew Gar and teachers champion, the first teachers champion, the most recent teachers champion, Francois Barcomb, because the one before him unfortunately passed away. But then we get the news that Emma Boettcher is gonna be in the tournament. 3-win champion, $97,002. People went nuts when Emma's name popped up as being in the tournament. And the reason is she shouldn't be in because she only won 3 games. Despite the amount of money that she won. And I think there's a little bit of credit to that side, because under normal circumstances, and they said this in the video when they announced the tournament roster, she wouldn't have gotten in. And because of that, the 4-time champions, all the 4-time champions who won less than her, are going to be in the running for the next tournament champions. So they'll have to wait 2 years for the next tournament, or it might be 1 year, depending on how things shake out. So what do you think of that announcement, and what do you think about the roster for the Tournament of Champions this year?
I think Jackie Fuchs is the one that got denied because of this.
Yep.
I know some people have had some issues with that. I mean, I think, and nothing against Emma, because I like her as a player. But I mean, honestly, you got to admit, to see Emma versus James again would make amazing. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I am more surprised, if anything, by the fact they did a regular Tournament of Champions. Is it a lock James wins? Of course not. Is it almost assured he does? Yes. I think that is a missed opportunity for the show. It doesn't help they just did All-Stars, honestly.
No, because they taped the All-Star games way before Holzhauer happened.
Exactly, so it's like... But, I mean, the reason that doesn't help is because how often do they do, like, reunion games that aren't just the traditional Tournament of Champions? Like, they almost never will do that.
No, I think the last time that they did something like that was a reunion game. You have to go back to the 10th anniversary games that they had, which is just a week of shows, and they paid out the biggest winner a bonus $10,000, and that was Frank Spangenberg. But it wasn't a tournament.
I mean, I think that's just what it is, though. Like, it's just unprecedented to have two big reunion games back to back like that, or a series, I guess is more appropriate. But I mean, I don't mind bringing Emma back. I think it's the best way to get the most TV because it's fueling controversy. Which is, I mean, it's not that people are not going to watch over this, but I mean, people are going to watch because they're going to have a point to talk about Jeopardy now. I mean, even
Mm-hmm.
within the small game show circles. And again, people would recognize who beat James. That was a big national story everywhere. I think that's the right call from the perspective of just making television. If your audience is going to talk about it before it even tapes, you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you won Fuchs because she won more games. I mean, I guess I can get that, but wouldn't you rather have more drama inviting discussion television from a production perspective? I know I would. Harry Freeman made the right, or I'm just gonna say Harry Freeman or whoever's applicable, but the right choice was made. I think
Yeah,
ultimately.
I think Friedman's the EP of Jeopardy, so everything kind of has to go through him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he made the right decision as well, because if Emma wasn't there, then everybody would say, "Oh, no reason to tune in. Holzhauer is going to win this in a walk." But as you pointed out, I don't think that's going to happen either, because I'm looking at some of these names. Josh Hill. Josh Hill is the one to look out for because he has an outside shot to win this. And
Yeah.
so
I mean,
and
he's
so
probably
does
who I would expect to take so.
yeah. So does Drew Gar and Francois Barcomb, even though I think Francois has the biggest disadvantage in the whole tournament because reflexes.
Yeah, reflexes are huge. Because that's one thing I've wanted to see. What happens to a guy like James when he's facing players who are actually very good on the signaling device and have the experience with it. Like, because a lot of times he was facing, I mean, basically every time he was first time play. I mean, people don't talk about that a whole lot as an advantage of being the returning champion, aside from like the studio and the ambiance. If that applies to you, it doesn't always. But to know when the lights are going to go on, I mean, that is a tremendous advantage for a champion. But if they're all going to have that advantage, it neutralizes James's game quite a bit, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And here's another thing that might neutralize James's game. Everybody now knows the strategy
Yeah, that's
because
true. I'm wondering how many people can do it, but a tournament of champions is by far the best opportunity to find that out for sure.
I think Josh Hill can do it. I think Stephen Grade can do it. We definitely know Emma can do it. I think Drew Gar can do it. Um, Let me pose this question to you because there's a little bit of a thing that happened because recent team championship winner was asked, "Why aren't you in the tournament of champions?" Quite simply, they don't allow him to be in the tournament of champions. They don't
Who's
allow
that?
team tournament winners to be in the
Oh,
tournament
yeah.
of champions. They
That
used
to me is
to.
strange. I don't know why that. I don't understand the point of changing that. I just do not.
Well, the thing is, they used to allow the team tournament winners in the tournament of champions,
Yeah,
but they
I don't understand the point of. I don't understand why that wasn't the case. I mean, we even in All Stars we had a teen tournament champion winner in there. There's precedent for them playing beyond that. That's
mm-hmm.
kind of frustrating.
um I gotta yeah, I would say let if the team tournament winner has enough credibility, put them in.
I agree with that. Heck, I would even go so far as the kid ones. Honestly, it's rare certainly, but that's just. But rare doesn't mean non-existent.
Well, then you're kind of getting into something a bit different with the kids because kids only play one. The kids' games only do one game,
Yeah, I wish
whereas
they would do more with the kids,
yeah,
but
but
that's a personal thing.
they're not
Yeah.
doing any more kids games because they stopped them back in 2014 after
Yeah.
Emancipation Proclamation, so they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Um,
That doesn't apply. Yeah.
yeah. But I think they did that because now that tournaments are now spread out once every 2 years rather than just being once a year, and so they can no longer have team tournament winners. But if I were to do that, I would allow them in. Lindsey Schultz and Eka Garcia, I would put the team tournament winners in over a 4-time champion.
You know, I think it all depends on, at least personally speaking, I would like to see it based on things like Corey out and so forth, but that they don't obviously do that. So
Nope. But we'll take a look at the tournaments when it airs on the 4th through the 15th, and
yes,
that's going to be get your popcorn, get your DVR ready. It's going to be one hell of a time on Jeopardy.
it's gonna be a good show. I always love the difficult clues because again, I always love a difficult trivia challenge. But hopefully, the site I use that uses response time and so forth to try to project tournament winners is doing it again soon because they're second to none about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep you updates as we're going with that.
All right, and we'll have updates on the next Gumbocast.